Fred was born in 1929 in Berlin, Germany, when the country was still the democratic Weimar Republic. He witnessed the rise and fall of Nazism with his earliest memory in 1932. President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler to his cabinet as Chancellor on January 30th, 1933. That was the start of the Holocaust, which lasted 12 years until April 30th, 1945. That's when Adolf Hitler committed suicide in the underground bunker of the Reich's Chancellery in Berlin. During these 12 years, Fred, with his parents, survived the pogroms of the Nazi regime, the Nuremberg Laws, the Night of Broken Glass, when he walked to school across broken glass. Then, at 9 years old, when he saw his school and the adjacent synagogue in flames the next morning, that practically ended his education. His life was impacted by the anti-Semitic Nuremberg laws. The family survived during the heavily Allied bombings of the city, and he found himself buried in an underground shelter after one heavy air raid attack. In 1943, he and his mother were participants at the Rosenstrasse incident, a very famous protest. During that time, the Gestapo came to arrest Fred for transport to Auschwitz. Luckily, the arrest was avoided. The final years of the war, the family was hiding and were liberated by Soviet armed forces. With his parents, he resided in Berlin until the end of 1946, when the family emigrated to the United States. Settling in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he completed his education. While in high school, his learning was once again interrupted. He was drafted and served with the U.S. 45th Infantry Division in North Korea. While in Korea, Fred completed his high school on self-study course. He attended the University of Wisconsin, studying electrical engineering that eventually led to an employment of 40 years with AT&T. He married Eloise, his wife, and fathered Renee and Gareth, who in turn gave him 4 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. After the death of his wife in 2004, Fred began to serve on the Holocaust Council of Greater Metro West. He is also a member of the Holocaust Advisory Committee of the Jewish Family Service. Fred has delivered over 450 speeches about the Holocaust and his first-hand experiences to more than 55,000 listeners.
I light this candle in memory of my parents who lived through these devastating years, shielding me and kept me alive. And I light this candle in memory of my uncles Leo Heyman, Benno Heyman, and their spouses who perished and whose story no longer can be told. I light this candle in memory of Edith Brager and her son Helmut, who perished in Auschwitz, and a dear friend, Rudi Seidel, who perished in Auschwitz. I wish also to dedicate this moment to my children Gareth and Renee, my grandchildren Stone, Leslie, Danielle, and Jordan, and my great-grandchild Joe, who all would not be alive today if I had not survived. And I light this candle to all my twins to say thank you for keeping my story, my legacy alive.